Masking isn't about lying, it's about surviving. It's the body saying, blend in and you'll be safe. There was a work meeting once where I nodded through the whole thing. I laughed on cue. I mirrored what I thought was right, but inside I was overstimulated, confused, and mentally 3 steps behind. Afterwards, someone said, "You seem so engaged," and I realized I had no idea what had been said because I wasn't really there. My mask was. Here's the thing, masking isn't free. Every small adjustment, tone, body language, word choice, takes energy. And when we do it for hours, days, weeks, we start to forget what our real responses feel like. Did I laugh because it was funny? Or because I was supposed to? Did I say yes because I meant it? Or because it was easier? Masking chips away at authenticity, not in one big moment, but in thousands of tiny edits. You can't build deep connection while wearing a mask because masks don't bond, people do. If you're neurodivergent, chances are you started masking young. You learned, don't stim, it's weird, don't say that, it's too blunt, smile, even if you're overwhelmed. So we crafted versions of ourselves that were easier for others to handle. Versions that kept us from being teased, isolated, or misunderstood. And in many ways, it worked. We got through school, work, social events, but at what cost? I started asking myself, where in my day am I slipping into autopilot? For me, it was small talk with coworkers, family dinners, even text conversations where I'd send polite responses instead of honest ones. So I started to pause, to notice, to get curious instead of critical. Unmasking doesn't start with being bold, it starts with being honest, even if it's just with yourself. A friend asked how I was. Old me would have said, "I'm good," but instead, I paused, took a breath, and said, "Honestly, I'm kind of fried today, but I'm glad to hear from you." They didn't flinch. They met me there, with care. And for the first time, I didn't leave the conversation feeling like I had disappeared. Every time you say something true, even if it's small, you're building safety in your nervous system to show up as you. Here's what unmasking doesn't have to mean: sharing everything all at once. Oversharing just to feel real. Explaining your neurodivergence to everyone. Instead, it can look like letting silence sit in a conversation, saying, "I'm not sure how I feel about that," allowing your real tone of voice to come through. These are quiet shifts, but they're powerful. Sometimes masking is really just a habit of over-accommodation. We nod to avoid conflict. We agree to stay liked. We suppress discomfort to make others feel comfortable. But when we stop performing and start pausing, we make space for boundaries, and boundaries are where real connection begins. You don't have to prove you belong by pretending. You already belong just as you are. Let's take a breath. Now ask yourself, where in my daily conversations do I feel myself slipping into autopilot? And what would it feel like to pause and speak from a truer place? You don't have to unmask all at once. You just need to leave one door open, one truth, one pause, one real moment. And let that be enough for today. Masking helped you survive, but authenticity is how you thrive, and you deserve that. Thank you for being here. If this reflection resonated, share it with someone else learning to unmask. And remember, you don't need to perform to be worthy of connection. You already are, just as you are. Until next time, pause, breathe, and speak from where it's true.